Greetings everybody! Let's make a toxic swamp. This is 3mm MDF. I like to sand the edges to have a clean and smooth transition to the gaming surface. And it is followed by a layer of 10mm styrofoam. This will be used to scrap out the pond and to build up a soil mound where other structures will sit on or in. Styrofoam is soft, light, cheap and very easy to process. Before I start gluing things together, I like to play around with the materials that I plan to use for a project. The idea was to build a ruined industrial structure and a pond beyond where the toxic brew accumulates. I have prepared an assortment of pre-cut chunks of foam to construct my ruined building. Back to the base. Sketch where you want to remove foam to install the building and to dig out the pond. Cut in and follow the sketched shape. And scrap out the foam. And give the outer slope a smooth sanding. And here we pay a little attention to the pipes. These should look burst and weathered, so I treated them with a clipper. Two pipes that fortunately fit together precisely make a realistic and more complex looking sewer pipe thing. Time to glue the components together. I like PVA and it really offers the needed time to build an accurate looking futuristic ruined building. To save time and because it looks cool, the backside is heavily damaged. By plucking out chunks, it is so easy to create a rough soil surface. Small gaps create a nice natural shadow, and that makes it more realistic even so it is not 100% in scale. I decided to drill holes of different diameters into the pipe to get a nice rust effect. The idea is that rust corrosion often starts from a center point. Attention, this is an AdWord break. We have created a detailed step-by-step tutorial that is filled with pictures and pointers to complement this video. You can get the PDF on our Patreon. And because it is a ruin, it needs destruction. Cut and pluck out foam and create destroyed areas. And this time I made a few more experiments with the soil paste to make it look more muddy and swamp-like. So I added natural moss and more fine turf to the speckling compound. And a little bit of sand, of course. Give it a good mix and stipple it on. Stippling always creates texture. Here I'm building up a nice soil layer and I'm blending everything together. Stick more details in the soil paste, like pieces of foam and skulls or whatever you like. A barrel cut into half saves material and creates a feeling of depth. And here I'm installing the pipes. I try to bring them into the right position to expose the drilling effect. And some wireframe patches to make reinforced concrete. Prepare slits and stick it in. I decided to add extra detail, and this poxwalker seems to be the right miniature for this. Cut off the legs and make it look like it is wading through the mud. Plaster cuttings are great to make rubble patches. They look realistic because they come with sharp edges, and that means detail. Stick all kind of bits and pieces into some moist soil paste. And add a bit of sand here and there. And Mr. Poxwalker gets stuck into the muddy toxic pond. Fine turf and clump foliage to make it look mossy and swampy. And of course, a toxic pond needs some kind of water effect. This one is acrylic, it is not toxic and has a long working time. Build up thin layers of 2 to 3 mm and mix in black, green or brown paint. Start with a dark layer to create the illusion of depth. And because I really like working on this toxic swamp terrain, it needs to get a little extra attention. So I decided to sculpt a few mushrooms and plant them all over the model. A drop of glue and in they go. I hope you liked this little video about this industrial toxic swamp terrain. And if you want more terrain in this part of this galaxy, ring the bell and hit that subscribe button with a gentle knock, or with a bang. Link up on Instagram, Facebook or support us on Patreon. We have created a detailed step-by-step tutorial that is filled with pictures and pointers to complement this video. You can get the PDF on our Patreon. If you want to know more about the materials and tools that you can use to make terrain, check out the links in the description below. And there's a list on tabletopterrainlenny.com with some more recommendations. Cheers, stay safe and make terrain.